So I wanted to make this video because a lot of people have told me that they look to me for some kind of like motivation and inspiration, and a lot of people look up to like the dedication part of things and the discipline part of things, and seeing like accomplishments that I've made. And I mean, people do this with everyone. Someone who's accomplished something. So, you know, like I did my powerlifting meet and I did well. Or I've achieved a physique that some people want to achieve. And so they look up to me, and they respect what I do, and they admire my dedication and discipline. Which, don't get me wrong, it's very cool. It's very flattering. And this is by no means supposed to be a motivational video. I'm making this because I want to be transparent, because I think a lot of people get the wrong idea through social media. Social media, you can show all the great things and show the accomplishments and the way your body looks, and get the right angle and whatever it is, and you can put some motivational quote underneath it, and tell people all it takes is just hard work, and all it takes is just doing it. And I found myself getting into that. And the fucked up part is that, like, and I think we all do it to a degree, is starting the whole judgment around why someone can't stick to something, or why they are not willing to do the same work that you are, or whatever it is. And of course, that judgment to them also transfers over into me, because there are times like when I don't feel like doing it or whatever, I am very unaccepting of myself in that place. And I mean, regardless, if I'm tired or if I've been emotional or whatever, it's like I will not accept not doing it. Which, to a degree, I think is good, because it keeps you dedicated to, or keeps you on the path to whatever goal it is, and showing up for yourself and all that positive shit. Yeah, it can keep you towards that in a way. But where I think a lot of social media hides, or what I think it hides, is what actually drives me. I'll talk about me, I won't say everyone. Me to do what I do to the extreme that I do, with the dedication that I do, with the accomplishments I've made, like what actually has kept me going. And it's not all like, ain't nothing to it but to do it, or you can either have excuses or have results. It's not all that. It's not all like I'm just gonna show up for myself and give myself, or give this goal everything I've got because I love myself. It's not that. Majority of what's gotten me where I've gotten comes from a place of like a deep self-hate and a self-loathing, and placing my value and my worth on my performance and on how I look. I struggled with an eating disorder when I was 15, and I went to treatment for that, which I ended up getting kicked out of because I was cutting myself, and I refused a higher level of treatment. And then whenever I was 17, I went to rehab, and I struggled with an addiction to Xanax and Coke. So that same kind of addictive behavior, it just transferred. The feelings can be almost exactly similar, and can drive me to do this to the extreme that I do. So I think what a lot of in fitness, what's not addressed, is the beliefs that we hold that keep us where we are, or that have us acting the way we do, because between 80 to 90% of what we do come from subconscious beliefs. So when someone can't get themselves to fully stick to something, or they can't get themselves to go to the gym as frequently, or be on a meal plan consistently, more often than not it comes from a belief, a subconscious belief that they won't be able to do it, or they won't be able to amount to anything, or whatever it is. And my belief just happens to be that my value and my worth is placed on how I perform and how I look. And that's what's continued to drive me where I've gotten. And Jay Ashman on Facebook made a post that really stuck with me, where he talked about, like, we pick our poison. Like, it's not that I'm special. It's not that I have some greater ability than somebody else. It's just that I just pick my poison. And that is through fitness. And I have treated it similar to an addiction, where it serves to fill an emptiness that comes up when I don't have it. And some people choose food, and some people choose drugs and alcohol, and some people choose working, some people choose relationships. Whatever it is, we find ways to, our subconscious, whatever, finds ways to attach our worth to something else. And mine just happens to be fitness. It doesn't make me, it doesn't mean that I have some special ability that somebody else doesn't. So a lot of what has driven me to get to where I've gotten has been some kind of a hate of deep dislike for myself and where I'm at, and feeling like I have to look a certain way, I have to perform a certain way for me to be okay. And don't, like I said, the motivation part of it, don't get me wrong, I still can feel motivation. I think it cut me off, so I have to try and remember where I was. There are times where the motivation does come from within, and it can come from a positive place. But more often than not, for me, it comes from a dark place, from an unhappy place, from a highly obsessive, OCD, anxious place that needs to be a certain way for me to be okay. And that's something that I've just been thinking about a lot lately, because I feel like being put on some kind of pedestal or being made feel like I'm special in some way just does not feel right. It doesn't. Just like Jay said, I pick my poison, and it can drive me to do some pretty fucking crazy things. And granted, I'm glad I'm not using drugs or alcohol anymore, but the mentality of it can feel the same. And this is something I'm becoming more aware of over the past couple weeks, I guess. And my goal for myself would just be to reframe that, and learn how to come from a place that is more loving towards myself. And that's definitely a work in progress. And with that, I want to use that to, help my clients or my friends get to similar places, and not to do it out of comparing to somebody else or needing to be a certain way to be okay, but choosing to do it because keeps cutting me off. But choosing to do this because you enjoy it, because you enjoy training, and that's a place that I feel like I've been coming to a little bit more lately, rather than putting so much of my worth on how I perform. Like especially after this last meet, I did very well, and I broke records, and I have national record, and I'm in the top 5 or whatever, and that's fucking cool. But I catch myself attaching to that so much, so when I do my next one, it's like, what if I don't perform as good, or what if I don't break the records, or what if I lose the spot? And then I'm attaching to that, and then I drive myself fucking crazy. But in reality, I'm to a point now where I train because I enjoy it. Of course, that self-hate, self-loathing part still definitely comes in, and I'm working with that. Like I said, I'm trying to reframe it. But I train because I love it, and that's what I want to try and get my clients to, and my friends to, who ask me advice or whatever. It's just enjoying it as it goes. So I wanted to share that with y'all, and also just to think that, like, to see that I've done these and just assume that I have all my shit together, and that, like, life's just fucking great, and I love my body, and everything is just so easy. And it's like, to be completely honest, like, I'm a fucking mess the majority of the time. Actually, almost all of the time. I very rarely have my shit together. And these are all things that I'm aware of and I'm working on, trying to work on. But what I don't like is I don't like portraying that I do. And I don't like portraying that, all it takes is just a little bit of discipline and motivation dedication and you'll fucking get there. I mean, yes, that to a degree is 100% necessary, but there's underlying shit there that people don't want to address. It's like they're just kind of like on the surface level of it, just thinking if they can just get into the positive thinking, then they'll get there. And that's where a lot of people in fitness, that's what a lot of them do. I'm not calling anybody out, whatever, everyone's got their thing, but they portray like they've got their shit together and they love themselves. And it's such a disservice. It's such a disservice to the people that you really truly are trying to motivate, because they compare and then they shame themselves because they feel like, well, why can't I fucking do it? Because they can do it. So I don't know what it was. Today I felt like I wanted to make this video and share it, because I don't want to be a double standard. I don't want to post a bunch of motivational shit and have y'all think that that's all it fucking takes. Or that's where I come from, because it's not where it started, and it's not what always keeps me going. Like I said, I'm working to reframe it. It's a work in progress for sure. I definitely would feel a lot better mentally and emotionally if I did come from a good place, and I wasn't doing this out of some kind of hate. But for now, I mean, it's just gonna keep working on it, and I wanted to share that with y'all just so that no one had any kind of false idea or projection onto me, because I'm fucking human just like you. There's absolutely nothing that makes me special. Or maybe there is, but then you're special. You know, we're all fucking special. We're all just snowflakes, I guess. So I just wanted to share that. Hopefully some people take it and feel a little bit better. Some people might look at me like I'm fucking crazy. That's okay, because I am. But yeah, hopefully this somehow resonates or hits some of y'all to some degree.